Hello, and welcome to another edition of Danette's Thoughts on Jesus. And this week, since it's the last week in Pride, I decided that I would do a message about why being gay is okay. And you may not agree, but I have some thoughts that might change your mind. So, the Bible verses that we have that are against homosexuality, you've got Leviticus 18:22. You shall not lie with a man as with a woman, it is an abomination. And Leviticus 20:13. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they shall surely be put to death. Okay, let's address those two first. The verses in Leviticus were written in the context of ancient Near Eastern purity laws. See, there is a lot of difference between the culture from today and the culture from back then. Homosexuality was not really something that they were concerned with. It was more about male dominating control. So these verses are seen to condemn idolatry, ritual prostitution, unequal power dynamics like pederasty. This is what it's speaking against, not consensual adult, same sex, we're in love, let's do this. No, that's not what this is about. All right, let's look at the New Testament. You've got Romans 1:26 and 27. It talks about a woman exchanging her natural relations for unnatural ones, and men abandoning natural relations with women to burn with lust and commit shameful acts on other men. Okay, so Paul is not condemning like innate homosexuality or homosexual orientation. He references heterosexual people engaging in temple sex. They would, all the pagan religions that were around at the time, a lot of them revolved around sexual encounters in the temples. It talks about, the male on male practice of exploitation, like male prostitutes, or abusive situations. So there's a lot of difference between what is actually intended for at this time and what is actually being said that we read in our understanding. Their culture was not like ours. Also, you've got 1 Corinthians 6:9 and 10. That includes men who practice homosexuality, often translated as male prostitutes or effeminate. And a list of those will not inherit the kingdom of God. 1 Timothy 9 and 10 lists those who are ungodly and sinful, and includes those who practice sensualism or sodomy. So there's a lot of translation nuances in the New Testament. In 1 Corinthians 6:9 and 10 and the 1 Timothy 1:9 and 10, Paul uses a Greek term, and it is asinokoitai. Not really sure about the pronunciation. I just learned stuff. I don't know how to pronounce it. Interpreters will argue this specific term relates to male economic exploitation or abusive practices, not a consensual homosexual relationship. So what about Genesis 19, Sodom and Gomorrah? They're actually being condemned for inhospitality, mob violence, and attempted rape rather than consensual homosexual love. And where we're going to find that it's listed why Sodom and Gomorrah went down, that's Ezekiel 16, 49 and 50 will give you kind of a heads up on that. Jude 1:7 talks about sexuality or sexual immorality and the pursuit of unnatural desires. If someone is born gay, then trying to convert them would be unnatural. Let me just say right now, please do not try to convince your person that you may know that is close to you. I don't care what you believe about homosexuality. Do not try to convince them to go to conversion therapy. It is traumatic, it is harmful, and it doesn't save lives, okay? It doesn't. It just doesn't. So please don't do that. Jesus, he never directly says anything about same-sex marriages because the mindset in this ancient Near Eastern customs had nothing to do with same-sex relationships. Jesus explicitly states that all the other commandments hang on loving God with all your heart, mind, soul, spirit, everything. Give yourself to loving God and loving your neighbor as yourself. You have to love them as yourself. Love them as yourself. It doesn't say you have to ask them what they're doing in their bedrooms. You just love them. So the next time you come across someone who is a member of the LGBTQ plus community and you just want to bash them and tell them how they're going to hell, that's not, telling somebody they're going to hell is not loving them. That's not loving them. Loving them is getting to where they are as an individual, as a human being. Meet them on their level. Talk to them. Understand them. Love them as you love yourself. Love them as you love yourself. So I want to say, let's send this pride off with a farewell. I really enjoyed this opportunity to give you some thoughts on how I feel. A lot of people have asked me in my past how I am okay with homosexuality whenever I was raised that was a bad thing, and this can give you kind of an idea of where my mindset is coming from. I just want you guys to know I love you guys. We'll see you next week. As always, if you need prayer, DM me. Talk to me, guys. I'll see you next week.